one of the guys that has been a disappointment, at least in my mind, Jerry Jeudy, and he has 21 drops in his last 23 games, far more than any other player during that span. He signed the $52.5 million contract extension 2024. This season, he has 8 drops, a couple ahead of McCaffrey and Brian Thomas Jr., really good receiver for the Jaguars. Then you've got Devontae Adams, Kendrick Bourne, Calvin Ridley, C.D. Lamb, and Michael Pittman with 4. Jeudy again with 8 this year already. Kevin Stefanski asked, is Jeudy pressing at this point?
I don't. I think, like to Tommy's point, Jerry wants to provide for this football team in any way he can. Obviously, he's a leader. We put a lot on his plate. We ask him to do a lot, so he just needs to do what he's capable of doing. I've seen it many, many times from him. I think you can learn from every play. It's not a coaching point just to say, hey, catch the ball. You got to tell your guys whatever it is technique-wise, whether there's all sorts of tricks of the trade in terms of looking it in and finishing the catch, the elements of the catch first before you turn, all those type of things. So I think Coach O'Shea does a great job with our guys on a day-to-day basis working those things.
Pete, he's got to catch the damn ball. You're being paid equivalent to a low-end 1, high-end 2 wide receiver. You got to catch the ball.
Yes. Having said that, he's dropped 8 this year, and it's been bad because he's not producing. When he dropped 13 last year, nobody cared because he had 1,300 yards and a whole bunch of big plays and touchdowns. Like, that's sort of the deal is if you're going to drop the ball, you better pay it off on the other end. That's the problem they're running into. He's not. And certainly some of the drops he's had this year are brutal. Look, I respect Kevin Stefanski. I respectfully disagree with Kevin Stefanski. I do think he's pressing. I do think Jerry Jeudy at points is desperately trying to make bigger plays than maybe necessary because I think a lot of these guys are basically looking at this like, I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to get at this. And I feel like I need to make the big play because we're not doing anything offensively. And that sort of ramps up the pressure on you. If everybody's doing well and they're moving the ball down the field, I think it alleviates a lot of that pressure and you can just go with the flow. But until that happens, I think everybody tries to do a little bit more. And that sounds good in theory, but if you then are doing so much, it's actually hurting your team. That's a problem. The drops are, don't get me wrong, the drops are a problem. I'm more worried in terms of the, emotional outbursts, in terms of like, control yourself. Don't let opponents bait you because he gets the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And they either could have not called that on either guy or called it on both of them, whatever, but they called it. And then you take that, and then the next play, you drop a ball. That's where, you really hurt yourself when you're Jerry Jeudy because he's such a talented player, but you make one mistake and then you compound it by making another mistake. That's really what's going to get him in trouble, for the Browns over the course of his season.